What's up, everybody? This is Current Tulpa, and you know what? I was not gonna make a video today. I kind of woke up with the low-key spins from my night last night, and I was gonna chill today. Had a man who, who I can only describe as having the physical attributes of a cardboard box left out on the side of the street. I think he tried to fight me last night, but I don't know what it was over. But I'm sure it wasn't his fault. I bet I did something because I like to get mischievous when I drink. But I'm up because I will never. Okay, let me give some background to this. Growing up in punk and hardcore and like skin scene and all this shit, I grew up in a very vegan heavy, vegetarian heavy culture. Growing up in punk and all that shit, and I, uh, for the entirety of that, I've always been highly, highly against PETA or PETA, however, PETA or PETA. Sorry, slip of the tongue. Um, I hate them. They're an objectively evil organization who are the undisputed titans of killing animals. They have a kill rate that's near 80 to 90% last I checked, as far as their shelters go. Like it's a pretty bad organization. So I woke up. Excuse me. Oh, that's I need sugar. Ugh. So I woke up and I was checking the news, and I don't like social media very much. I don't really have social media. I tried to have a parlor because it wasn't all the other social media, and on top of that, I'm actively looking for ways to uh, realistically diversify and get off of YouTube entirely. I don't have Netflix. I don't. I don't like these companies, and I try to actively find ways to not totally cripple myself, while also while also finding other ways to do things. But so I don't have Twitter or any of this bullshit like that. But I am happy about social media because a lot of these companies, they really just like expose themselves for how stupid, fraudulent, and evil that they can be. And PETA did us a great service the other day by once again posting more things online um, that are fucking stupid. And let's get into it. PETA urges people not to use animal names as insults. Gets brutally trolled as they fucking should. Um, I feel like the country and the world should unify with the GameStop rebellion and the mutual knowledge and uh, intense dislike of PETA because they are bad. They have always been bad. From things from stealing people's family pets and killing them, stealing the pets of homeless people. Um, their kill shelters are brutal. It's like an 80 to 90% kill rate in all their shelters, and they are kill shelters. They kill the shit out of animals. They've compared owning animals to Nazis. Well, if we're gonna do that, man, I believe having a kill shelter with a 80 to 90% success rate is pretty holocaustic to me. But let's read this article and see. I hope we get some good trolls out of this. See some people shitting on an organization that deserves and has, in my right, really earned it. And yeah, let's see what they say. I tried not to use bigger companies, so News 18. Let's see what they say. It's 2021, and we should all try to be as woke as possible. But sometimes people advocating political correctness can take things too far. In such recent incidents, people for the ethical treatment of animals, or PETA, was viciously trolled on Twitter when they advocated against using anti-animal slurs. Yes, you may have heard of racial slurs, religious slurs, but PETA thinks we also abuse animals when we use them as an example to insult a person, while the organization has a significant following online and there is no dearth of animal lovers or anti-animal abuse activists on the internet. This suggestion didn't sit too well with anyone. Animals respond to tone, man. That's why you can have a cat named Shitbox and you go, "Oh, Shitbox, come here," and he's all like, "Oh, fuck yeah, let's party." Animals are tone. They respond to tone. It doesn't matter what you say, it's how you say it. because they don't understand language. They understand tone, and they have, they can pick out, flags, but it's tone. Even like now, as I'm talking very, uh, very matter of factly, my little dog is behind me. Is a 17-year-old Shiba. He's a little. He's like, "Oh, what's up, man? What's going on? Why do you sound like you're kind of pissed off about something?" And he's all like, "Let's get it." Like he's on board, He's a little anxious behind me, so that's just how it works. Anyway, the suggestion went viral, which PETA may have hoped for, but all for all the wrong reasons. No, they want you to. They want this shit to go viral. That's why they say dumb shit like this. I can't accredit to everything they do as being stupidity, but I can accredit it to bad intentions, which is they are a company built on bad intentions. They are fucking repulsive. They tweeted this suggestion with very useful infographic. It's a chart that replaces animal-based insults to other adjectives. According to the chart, a pig should be replaced with repulsive, rat should be a snitch, and so on. Have a look at the new suggested nomenclature. So it's not to suggest that maybe we shouldn't be shitty to each other, as humans. Maybe we should stop saying fucked up things to each other. It's to suggest that we should just replace saying fucked up things to each other with animal-friendly versions. So instead of saying, "Hey man, don't call that dude a chicken," call him a coward, you could just be like, "Hey man, don't be shitty to that dude." But that is too complicated. Anyway, using animal insults perpetuates speciesism. Chicken equal coward, rat equal snitch, snake equal jerk, which doesn't make any sense. Snake's more of like I would say, yeah, snake's more of like an underhanded, the term snake in the grass. You can't see what's coming. Pig is repulsive. Sloth is lazy. Well, that's biblical, but pig, I never see pig as being repulsive, really. Everybody likes pigs. Pigs are adorable. I mean, it's a shame that we eat them in a lot of ways, but people like pigs. People like, look, man, I've hung out with plenty of women who have pet rats, so people like rats. Silky chickens are cute as hell. Snakes, for all you snake people, I don't know. Everybody wants a sloth except the kind that rape you. The rape sloth meme, Anyway, one of my favorite classic memes. I guess that's not very PC anymore, but that shit was hilarious back in the day. Perpetuating the idea that animals are sly, dirty, or heartless desensitizes the public and normalizes violence against other animals. No, it doesn't. And these characteristics of these animals are evolutionary. I'd imagine that's how they survive. And these same characteristics could also be attributed to how humans have survived. Can I still... Okay, so let's get to the trolls. Can I still call my boyfriend a tiger in bed, or will it make humans feel sexually inferior to animals? That could be better. I wonder if PETA secretly hates animals, and this is a clever plan to make animal protection groups look stupid. Oh, okay. Sloths were literally named after the concept of sloth. Can you get off this shit, please? Animals aren't impressed by their words because they don't understand our language, have no concept of words and meaning. That's not very funny. That's just subjective. I legitimately can't tell if this satire or not. It's a shame because it's not, man. The Onion is out of a job. I legitimately can't tell. White double, okay. Many also pointed out that PETA has an exceptionally high kill rate, as they should, when it comes to animals in their shelters, which this group tried to justify but failed. New York Post talked to PETA President Ingrid Newkirk, basically Mingala of the animal world. The knee-jerk dismissal as a reflection of the times we want to put behind us, and after ridicule comes discussion and then acceptance, as we've seen with our campaigns to end the use of fur and to point out how inhumane and unhealthy cow's milk is, which is not true, among others. She was quoted as, don't they use like less than 1% of their actual budget on legit animal causes, and the rest is thrown at millionaires who are millionaire celebrities who are increasingly being exposed for the pointless people that they are, as far as our betters and our elites They love to give those guys money for. I mean, I don't give a shit if, and I don't think anybody does give a shit if, uh, what's her name? I don't know. Some singer who is a fucking industry plant is wrapped up in like a people suit. Like, who cares? PETA is mostly a cause for online trolling and their advocacy. Even many animal rights activists have actively objected to PETA in the past for their aggression and also animal killing shelters. Okay, so let's go to, like, man, I'm all for animals. You know, I have been. I love them. I believe that uh the if I didn't have such massive stomach problems from CF, that I would probably be vegetarian and possibly vegan. But my inability to thrive and gain weight and things like that would hardcore be exacerbated. On top of the fact that, like, it's rather pricey to do it correctly and not actually have your body suffer. But I mean, I love animals, man. You look good. I got my animal liberation front record with some of my favorite bands that have ever existed from when I was a kid. I mean, I sat through Earthlings and then had nightmares about it for days afterward. Everybody understands the atrocities that happened. Everybody should also fully be on board with the fact that PETA is trash. And I pulled up just to further, because I truly, this is one of the organizations I despise, and I love hating them because it's so easy to hate. There's no mental gymnastics in order to, like, explain to people why they are so bad. So I pulled up activism facts, activistfacts.com. They give sources and they do PETA's problems. PETA problem number 1. PETA is not an animal welfare organization. PETA spends less than 1% of its multi-million-dollar budget on actually helping animals. The group euthanized and killed more than 1,900 animals in 2003 alone. That's over 85% of the animals it received. Cool. In fact, from 1998 through the end of 2003, PETA killed over 10,000 dogs, cats, and other companion animals at its Norfolk shelter at its Norfolk, Virginia headquarters. That's more than 5 animals every single day. On its 2002 federal income tax return, PETA claimed a $9,370 expense for a giant walk-in freezer, the kind most people use as meat lockers for ice cream storage. But animal rights acts don't eat meat or dairy food. So far, the group hasn't confirmed the obvious that it's used the appliance to store the bodies of its victims. PETA assaults common decency. Yeah, I don't really care about that, honestly. I have no problem with shock content at all. It's all propaganda. That shit doesn't bother me at all. And you know what? If they want to attack shit like Colonel Sanders, and I don't give a fuck. Go for it. That's fine with me. Pita Petals, number 3. Pita Petals. It's Pita Petals. Pita Petals. It's animal liberation footage into through the medical front group that pretends to offer objective nutritional solutions. Okay, fair. Let's see. A group misleadingly named the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine has duped the press into believing that it's an association of conscientious doctors promoting good nutrition. In fact, it's a PETA front group. PCRM and PETA share money, offices, and staff. The American Medical Association calls PCRM a pseudo-physicians group, has demanded the PCRM stop its inappropriate and unethical tactics used to manipulate public opinion, and argues that PCRM has been blatantly misleading Americans and concealing its true purpose as an animal rights organization. Nobody has a problem with animal rights. People have a problem with evil lying people. Nobody cares about has a problem with animal rights. Your general person loves animals. People don't like liars and big companies that lie to everybody they talk to. PETA exploits sick people. Ooh, this is where I come in. How they exploit sick people. PETA famously suggested that drinking milk causes cancer, and an advertisement mocking mocking then NYC Mayor Rudy Giuliani with the words "got prostate cancer." Oof. That's brutal. PETA also erected a billboard reading, "Got sick kids drinking milk contributes to colic, ear infections, allergies, diabetes, obesity, and many other illnesses." It's such a broad, it's everything is bad for you. I mean, it's just true, especially things in without moderation. It's bad for you. Didn't they used to say that dairy products cause autism too? Yeah, I believe they did. They did say that. In 2003, a group held demonstration in front of Toronto area hospital that was under a SARS-related quarantine, spuriously alleging that animal husbandry has something to do with the epidemic spread. Oh, animal husbandry makes SARS spread. Upon hearing that Charlton Heston had fallen ill with Alzheimer's disease, Ingrid Newkirk suggests PETA would toy with the idea that both Alzheimer's and C.J. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease are related to meat consumption. You can't toy with the idea. It either is or it isn't. If you want to go for science, it is or it isn't a contributing factor. According to a profile in the New York, she considered renting billboards that would display a picture of a gaunt Charlton Heston foaming at the mouth. That's fucked up. I don't have a problem with, I don't know anything about Charlton Heston other than I think he was heavy for the NRA, but I am not for exploiting or abusing any type of sick person. It is brutal to live with a chronic illness or die of an illness. It is absolutely brutal. And anybody that wants to ostracize anybody for being sick needs to really I hope they go through it, honestly. Get some insight. PETA propagandizes children. PETA website puts a skull and bones crossbow next to a Disney animal kingdom. Yeah, sure. Disney's bad. I'm into that. Fuck Disney. Let's see. And tells the horror story of a fast food restaurant employee who had taken a patty into the potty with her. I hate. Ugh. Then returned and what? PETA website for kids puts a skull and crossbones next to the logo for Disney's Animal Kingdom. Tells the horror story of a fast food restaurant employee who had taken a patty into the potty with her, then returned and said she had peed on it. Oh, I see. It hands out trading cards to kids that allege drinking milk will make them fat, pimply, flatulent, phlegm-ridden. Dairy products do cause phlegm. That's actually true. I personally, because I have CF, I don't really dig into dairy very much, especially when I'm sick. So yeah, I'm into that. I have no idea about everything makes you fat if you consume shitloads of it. There's the Go Mad diet, which is a gallon of milk a day, which I did once, trying to gain weight, and what a nightmare. That felt awful. PETA also has a child-themed website and a kitty-oriented. I hate the term kitty, because of the other part that often goes with it. I hate the term kitty. Phrase bite back. Kid-oriented magazine called Grr, Kids Bite Back. The name is significant as it is intended to prep children to identify with the A.L.F. Oh, the Animal Liberation Front, which is one of my favorite records. It is all-time classic punk record with some of the best punk bands from England ever. Crass, Conflict, Flex with the Pink Indians, Chumbawamba, if you guys didn't know, is one of the most punk bands that has ever existed. Tub Thumping was, it was either said to be an experiment in finding a way to get famous by making bad music, or a bet. I think it was an experiment finding a way to make bad music. I will defend Chumbawamba till the death. Chumbawamba is the punkest band ever. ABCs of Anarchy was incredible. Uneasy Listening, incredible. Anyway, I will almost defend Chumbawamba as much as I will always defame PETA. I think they're on the same spectrum. Let's see. Let's go to number 6. I go on little tangents. I love Chumbawamba. Y'all can miss me with that shit. Chumbawamba is amazing. PETA opposes life-saving medical research. I'm sure they do. Animal testing and such. I don't really need the deets on that one. I'm sure they do. They oppose They are an anti-human organization. PETA devalues human life. Yes, they do. They don't care about humans. And I don't think it's that they devalue human life. They don't like humans. Maybe they should kill themselves, I guess. PETA's efforts to treasury PETA's efforts to treasure every mosquito cockroach invariably lead them to hate human beings for using bug spray and raid, angering newcomers that human beings were the biggest blight on the face of the earth. Hey man, start with yourself and bother nobody, trust me. PETA openly supports violence and terrorist activity. PETA has a long-standing ties to militant groups like A.L.F. A.L.F. And the FBI calls these groups a serious domestic terrorist threat. Okay, I'm of two minds about stuff like that. As far as animals go, that's another topic, another long conversation. PETA hypocritically kills animals at its headquarters. This is the meat. The meat. Anyway, PETA has killed more than 36,000 animals at its headquarters in Virginia since '98. PETA technically runs an animal shelter, though it's more akin to a slaughterhouse. In some years, PETA's kill rate has exceeded 97%. And according to an affidavit filed by former employee, we routinely euthanize healthy puppies and kittens and other highly adoptable. That's brutal. I used to kick it with someone. When I lived in Philly, I kicked it with somebody who worked at the SPLC. And she often had to put down animals. And like, you knew like it was a bad day when she got off of work, man. She's just broken as a person. It takes I get chills thinking about it. It takes a very strong person to work at SPLCs. I had another friend who I used to be a roommate with back in the day when I lived in this punk house in Boston. She worked at SPLC in Philly and ended up being an animal cop and actually got on an animal cop television show. We used to call her Beth Death. But it takes a very special person to be a vet. My dog is he's a pretty old boy, and I'm like it's a rough ride for me. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. I will never ever forgo the opportunity to shit on PETA or PETA. I don't know, either one. They are a bad company. You should not like them. You should do what you want, but you should learn why you shouldn't like them. They are an objective blight to animals, and they want to compare owning animals to Nazis. Them kill shelters looking pretty familiar to other famous camps from the 1940s. Yeah, let's end it there. That's my video for the probably for the day. I got a couple others that I want to do, but like I said, I woke up with like low key spins, and I like found my way to my computer, like felt my way to the trailer through my trailer into my computer. I will never forgo the opportunity to rip this organization apart and to promote the active disdain through objective knowledge about how bad these people are. I can't wait for a world where PETA doesn't exist. Thank you very much. I'm Current Tulpa. If you like what I do, subscribe, comment, like. Tell me more things I don't know. There's a lot to know in the world. Nobody has it all right. I try to do my best. And I try to be fair. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Peace. Bye.